The Black Numenoreans were cruel oppressors and overlords who ruled over the primitive men of Middle-earth with an iron hand. In the Middle-earth strategy battle game and the War of the Rings tabletop game, these individuals and units cause terror and so are a boon to the evil player. In this video, I will demonstrate using my very meager 3D kitbashing abilities how to customize a dark Numenorean infantry figure from Quartermaster 3D and turn it into a banner for use in skirmish or rank and flank games that allow for this type of miniature. I know that many of you who have a lot of experience with this will be screaming at the screen and saying, "What are you doing?" Let me just say that at 69, I am figuring out the easiest and least painful way to do this. So sit back and have a good laugh at my expense. I'll put links to the STL sources down in the description for those who are interested. You can purchase a set of 6 figures from my mini factory. Look for Dark Numenorean or Black Knight Warriors. The set should cost only around $9. Download the zip file and extract it to a project folder you can find. Next, go to Thingiverse and look for Corpse Grinder Cult Banner. This is a free file that you can download. Download the files, unzip them, and put them in a project folder. I will be using 3D Builder because it's free and you can download it from the Windows Store. Sorry, but my wife speaks Mac, not me. If you know of a good simple Mac app, let me know in the comments, and if this video sparks interest, I'll make a companion one for the Mac. My wife's got to sleep sometime, right? Open the program using a taskbar search for 3D Builder, then select the program. From the opening splash screen, create a new scene. Use the hamburger icon and select Open. Then load the object from the folder you set up. Yeah, you did that, right? Import the foot figure. Notice the pose to use before importing. Then make sure you click the Import Model icon or the program's just going to laugh at you. You can see this in action here. Now we're ready to work on the figure. I would like to do a quick orientation on some builder controls. To rotate the camera on all axes, click the left mouse button and drag. Note that if you go below the plane of the print bed, the screen changes transparency slightly and gives you a visual clue. To pan the camera left and right, click and drag the right mouse button. To zoom in or out, use the mouse scroll key. To recenter on the object, use the Control and 0 keys. That's 0, not O. I find it easier to size the cylinder with the view of the model from the front. Click on the Insert menu item and select the cylinder. It will pop up a Texas-sized cylinder. Before you move it, notice the menu that popped up at the bottom of the screen. We'll be using this to edit the cylinder. Click on the cylinder and move it to the left. Notice there is a panel on the right that will show you what active objects exist in the project. Clicking on one or both will indicate which one is the working object, and they will be surrounded by a blue box. Make sure you have the cylinder selected and then click the box with the 4 arrows on the lower menu. This is the resize icon. On the right side of the menu, there is a lock that locks the changes proportionately. I would click this and leave it that way until you get the cylinder roughly the correct size. Assuming you have locked the proportions, you can now click on the millimeter label and switch to proportions. Now click on one of the axes in the menu and you'll get a text box to adjust the size of the cylinder. I entered 25 and then hit select. Now comes the real test of your mouse skills. Click on the circular arrow icon and you can now orient the cylinder. We will orient this to the appropriate angle to cover the sword from the hand up. Use the arrows on the exterior of the cylinder to orient it to the proper pitch. I chose roughly 11, and you can click on the pitch number and enter that directly if you would prefer. 11 was a good starting number. Move the view around until you can see how the cylinder lines up with the sword. You want to cover the sword and get as close to the hand as possible. It's amazing watching yourself do this on video. I could swear that I did this better when I was practicing it. You can see here how much of the hand you need to leave uncovered. We are now going to do a subtract operation, which will delete the part of the sword under the cylinder. Click on the Edit menu item at the top and choose the Subtract icon, which is the symbol with two overlapping squares, one of them being open. Once you click that, the program will pop up a message that says, "Please wait," and it will delete the part of the file that you selected. Occasionally there may be floating pieces of the sword left that show up on the icons on the right side. This is the easy part. Click on the icons until only the part you want to delete is highlighted, then hit the delete key. Delete the wrong one? Use the Ctrl-Z key until you get the parts back that existed before the edits. If you did not get the file cut to the exactness you wanted, and there are parts of the sword or hilt remaining, repeat the process until you are satisfied. Notice that smaller cylinders allow you to be more precise and limited in what you delete. There's no reason you can't do this with a square. I just found the cylinder easier to adjust. I had to repeat this process multiple times to get it right so that I did not delete parts of the hand. If you can't get it completely fixed, just remember that the banner will cover a lot of the hand. I would take the time to save your work here. Click on the hamburger icon and then the Save As icon and save the file as an STL. Why an STL and not a 3MF? Don't know. Just am used to working with STLs and this seems to work for me. Note that once again you'll get a message telling you the program is saving the file. After checking this file, however, I made one more edit on the banner to remove a smaller portion of the sword. It was a repeat of what I have done before, so I did not add it. Now we get to the satisfying part, which is adding the banner. Click on the Insert tab and then the Add icon. Go to the bottom left of the window and find the Load Object selection and click on it. Find the banner and import it into the program. Make sure you click on the Import Model option to bring it into Builder. Now you have two icons showing on the right, and only the banner should be selected. At the bottom of the screen, you should see the Move, Rotate, and Scale menu. I would scale the banner first, as that makes it easier to work with. Most fantasy banners are exaggerated, and you may leave this one large if you desire, but it may require that you weight the base of the miniature. Click on the Scale icon, the square with the arrows at each corner, and use the handles to make the banner about twice the size of the figure. Align the banner so it looks good to you using the rotate icon and handles on the object. You want the banner aligned with the location of the sword. The pitch on mine was around 17 or 18 degrees if you'd rather enter that directly and start that way. Move the banner to where it intersects with the right hand. Then rotate the banner so that the banner does not intersect the body. Use the mouse buttons to move the figure around until you are happy with the location. I will pause the voiceover here so you can see my amazing mouse skills. Have a good laugh. Note here that I'm rotating the banner a smidge to align with the bottom of the sword hilt that I did not remove. Now select both objects. If in doubt, make sure the icons on the right are surrounded by blue. Then go to the Edit tab and click on the two full squares that are overlapping. The program will cogitate and then tell you to wait. Now click on the hamburger menu and select Save As. We are now ready to put this into our slicer and get it ready for printing. This part of the video is sped up so I can show you highlights. Once you place the figure on the plate, you may have to repair it. Lychee does a great job at this, and it is required because I probably introduced a few errors to the STL when I was futzing around with it. I moved the file about 6 millimeters off the bed. Then I rotate it to 30 degrees and put supports on the bottom of the figure. This is a quick process, and I'm always fascinated at the code that must have been required to see these layers building. My time to print is based on the CTB settings I use. Yours may be faster. Now I pop this on my Elegoo Mars 2 Pro using Elegoo's water washable resin, and here are the results of the printing. Once you do something like this, you'll find it's rewarding to create a unit with a unique appeal. Just remember what Bilbo said to Frodo, however.